Moose and JJ are back again to play Keep or Trade, brought to you by our local Honda dealers. Let's start with Lindor. The price obviously would have to be right, but if it is, Moose, keep or trade?
I'm a huge Lindor fan. I really am, and I think we're making a little bit too much about the relationship between he and Soto. The Mets aren't a particularly good baseball team. They're losing games more to do with everything else other than whether or not their two stars like each other and whether or not they're good friends and hang out with one another, right? So you put on this idea, right? So you look at Francisco Lindor. When he was right, you don't have to go all that long ago. I mean, you go back to 2024. I mean, he was the driving force. He had every big hit outside the Alonso home run again in Milwaukee, which basically ended Devin Williams' elite level closer role, right? But when you look at that year where everybody was serenading him, singing My Girl when he's coming up to home plate, I understand it might have bothered him that Soto got the contract that he got, but here, the fact is, the deal's got to be right. You're going to eat a majority of that contract. Here's the deal. If you're going to say to myself, well, I'm going to eat the majority of that contract, I'm going to get rid of Francisco Lindor, let me ask you this. What about if there's a salary cap in Major League Baseball and then you have all of this dead money on your team and you got rid of Lindor, you got 50 cents on the dollar back in return? How exactly do you feel the team moving forward?
See, we're in lockstep agreement on this because to me, you're not selling Francisco Lindor from his highest point. This is a guy who missed multiple months. Yeah. This is normally a player who's out there every single day. And the Mets have got to be in the business of having good players on their team. He's one of their best players. What are you selling him? 50 cents to your point on the dollar or 40 cents on the dollar? And when it comes to the Juan Soto-Francisco Lindor relationship, I don't care if they like one another. The bottom line is if they both do their jobs and the team is put together in the right way, they can have success. This is not the right time to trade Lindor. I'm keeping him.
Yeah, he was an all-star last year. Also, the way that I look at it, if he was on another team, and we were talking about rumors that maybe we could get, or the Mets could get Francisco Lindor, people would be excited to get Francisco Lindor. So therefore, you should keep him on your team if you have him. How about Luke Weaver, though? He's been a revelation for the Mets bullpen. Mets could get a haul for him. So JJ, keep or trade?
So I love Luke Weaver. He is so much fun to watch. He's done a wonderful job with the Mets. He's back to the form he was at 2 years ago when he was with the New York Yankees closing. That said, I think it's the perfect time to trade him because these relief pitchers, gang, they are so year to year. They are so fickle. And I understand you have Luke Weaver under contract for another season. But Moose, there are so many teams that are in dire need of bullpen arms. If somebody's going to look at this scoreless streak and say, hey, we're going to give you the moon and the stars, I am willing to listen. I'm selling high.
Yeah, I'm selling high. Total agreement. I think you're trading at a high water point, just like we were talking about Lindor before, 50 cents on the dollar. You'll probably get $1.50 on the dollar if you move Luke Weaver. That's how good he's been.
There's too many numbers for this.